What's good people, it's JayCactus, and in today's video I'm going to be making a UK rap beat. A couple man have asked me to do this in the comments, so I'm thinking to take a little break from drill beats and slow things down today and make something for someone like Dave or Meekz. So I haven't prepared anything, I'm just going to see what I can come up with, so let's get into it. Alright, so I'm thinking to start with a piano and then go with a minor scale, maybe a harmonic minor. So I'm just going to flick it to G harmonic minor here. I'm just going to start with a C minor chord. Then we come up to D. Maybe come up again. Then back down. So when you're making your chord progressions, you tend to follow the bass notes. So usually what I'll do, I haven't done it right now, but sometimes you can just literally start with putting some bass notes in. So right here I'm going from C to D sharp or E flat, and then back down to D. So you could literally just start with these notes. And that's going to be the foundation of your melody. So, basic chord progression here. I'm just going to randomize the velocity and then do a count melody. In fact, I'll do the count melody first. So when it comes to count melodies, I'm literally just listening in my head, just seeing what I can come up with. So that's all I'm hearing right now. And then I'm not pitch perfect, I don't even know where those notes go. I can just hear something in my head and then I just click it in until I find the right notes. And then I'm going to add a little flick note in just here. I don't know the proper name for it. Right, so I'm going to randomize it now. I'm going to strum these chords too. Copy these, and then I'm going to change the first one. Might even change this chord a little and bring this one up. Now I'm thinking to add a little subtle choir underneath it, but let's see how it sounds. And then I think for this beat, I'm gonna use a synth bass rather than an 808. Or I might switch it up. I might use the synth bass in some parts and then 808 in the hook or something, but let's see. And then for drums, I'm thinking a rim shot, so on it like. Simple pattern like that. A kick like this, just to bounce off the rim. And then a hat like this. And if you want an easy bounce for your hi-hats, for hip-hop tracks, then go to each 2 steps first, come into the piano roll, and then copy these across, and then bring the second ones down, right there. And then you can even bring them all to the right just a little bit, so they're slightly off grid. Now I'm thinking maybe a clap just to go under some of the rims. I'm not adding too much to this beat. I'm just gonna arrange it a little bit now and then play with some effects, maybe add a filter in the piano and change a couple of the patterns as well. So I'll show you what I do. Right, so for the intro, I'm just gonna make this unique, and then I don't want them counter melodies. And then for this part, I'm going to make that unique too, because I only want a little bit of the counter melody. And then I can bring this back in here. And then I also need the bass in. Maybe a little break here. Break here. I think for the clap, I just want every other one. Yeah, like that. I'm thinking the piano definitely needs some variation because it's getting a bit too repetitive. So I'm going to make this one unique. And then I think I'm just going to extend some of the chords. Maybe this one. And then I I think I want to change the kick too. Alright, so I'm thinking for the piano again, just to switch it up, I'm going to get rid of the synth bass in some parts and double up the bass notes. Let's see how this sounds. So I've got the synth bass here in this section, but then when it gets to here, there's just going to be more bass in the piano. I'm also going to play with the filter in this section, and I'm just going to record it in. So I'm going to link this to my controller and then create a new pattern, just call it automation, and then I'll just manually adjust the cutoff. So you can see when I move the controller now, it's moving the cutoff frequency. So I'm just going to record this. And then I definitely want some reverb on the drums. Alright, so I've got this sounding arcade. I've just pitched it up an octave, and it's literally just one note that I want to hit 3 times. So I want it like, but with the piano it sounds sick. So I'm just going to record that in once, and then I'll only have it in 1 or 2 parts. And then just quantize it. Same again in the second verse. Just in, yeah, here. Yeah, and then I want this vocal from Arcade, which just sounds sick. Alright, so for the vocals, for the arcade chop, I've just got 1 pattern, which is in the normal octave, and then for the second pattern, I've just doubled it up and then put one of them up an octave. So just plus 12 semitones. So right here it would be like this. And then in the next part, from here it will be doubled up. Just a little bit of variation. Alright, so I've just about finished the beat. I haven't mixed it perfectly, but I'm just going to show you what I've got so far. I'll play it and then just talk you through what I've done. So for the intro, it's just simple chords, as I showed you earlier. And then the verse is going to come in here. It still sounds a bit like an intro, but for a rapper, I'd start spitting here. So it's still gradually coming in. So these little breaks, all you do for these breaks is just press C for the slice tool, and then you can right click and drag down, and that'll delete everything. It will delete the shortest end basically. Or you could left click and just drag down and then get rid of the ones that you don't need, because you can see here I've still got a kick just right at the end. See in this section, the synth bass isn't playing, but I've doubled up the bass in the piano. So I didn't really want to go for like a hard 808 in this track. I just wanted it to be a bit different. Instead of just using the same 808s and slides, I'm just using simple basses, following the root notes of the melody, and then the piano bass is like doubled up in this section. Just to add a more realistic vibe. In just before the hook. So we've got the piano with the counter melody. The choir is pitched up quite high. using that effect with choirs, because when you pitch them up real high, they kind of sound like strings, but it's obviously a choir, so it just gives a bit of a different texture. For the second verse, just starts with simple chords and then it just gradually builds back up. So this is the thing when you're structuring beats, so you don't want everything to just play all the time and then in the hook you just add in a couple more melodies in. So the key is to remove things and then bring them back in subtly. So you can see, like in my verses, there's things constantly coming in and out. So you've got like the open hats that are coming out in some sections, the hi-hat breaks. There's quite a lot of breaks here. You just have to get into the mind of a rapper, so just imagine them spitting through it, and then that's where I imagine these breaks. So right here. So they could say something important or a punchline in them breaks, and then that's going to make it real clear for the listener. And then just little variations like I've done with the vocals, where I've doubled it up or just added like one little synth sound here. You don't need to go too crazy if you're going to add an instrument. It can be just little subtle amounts of them. So you don't want your beats to be too repetitive. You don't want people to know exactly when things are coming in. So just these little breaks and little variations with the vocals, like even though it's simple, it makes a big difference in the beat when you listen back to it. So when the filters come in just before the hook, that's basically like a clear signal to tell the rapper that the hook is coming, and for any listener, because all the energy is dipping back out and then it comes back up, and then when the hook drops, all the instruments are there. So it's just a real clear distinction. So I hope you liked the video and I hope you were feeling the beat. I just wanted to switch it up today and do something a little bit different to the typical drill beats that I've been doing. So I could definitely hear someone like Dave on this beat, but let me know in the comments if you're feeling it. And also let me know if you want more videos like this, or if you want boom bap or any other genre, or if you just want drill, then let me know too. But either way, I appreciate you watching the video and I'll see you next time.